Hi everyone. I thought it would be fun to do a mid-book check-in while I'm reading a book and then do a review after reading said book. I'm currently reading 3 books right now, but this is the one I am going to try to finish this month for sure. This is The Intruder by Frida McFadden. This is the second Frida McFadden book I have read. The first one was The Crash. I read that last year and I really, really enjoyed it. The first thing that I really like about this physical copy of this book is just the presentation. We've got the red and the blue, really works nice together. And then I don't know how it'll work on the camera, but the pages say, "What is she hiding?" on the sides, and I really like how there's red raindrops because we're dealing with a storm at the opening of this book. I had recently seen somebody else do a mid-book update, mid-review, or what they were thinking so far, and I really like the idea of doing that. So far, I'm almost halfway through. I want to finish this before I visit my sister because she wants to read this book. So I have about 2 more weeks to finish this book. It is small, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm really liking Casey, and I like Ella a lot as well. Those are our 2 main characters. I guess Casey would be more of a main character than Ella, but they're both essentially the main characters. I feel really bad for Ella, and if you've read this book, why? So, spoiler ahead, I have read to the part where Ella has arrived at Casey's cabin. Their stories start to merge, so she figures out Ella's name. Ella still has a knife. Casey doesn't know whose blood she has on her, and in Ella's timeline, we watched her save her bully from being bullied. We watched her get cigarette burns from her mother, which really disturbed me. I mean, all the abuse that we have witnessed Ella go through is really disturbing, but also when she implies that the cigarette burns were not the first time she's ever been cigarette burned, it was really creepy to read. But I'm really enjoying this. So far, I have a theory, so let's talk about my theories. My first theory is that if Ella has killed someone, which is kind of the implication, I believe that she might kill her own mother more in self-defense than anything else, because her mother does, I don't know if casual abuse is really the correct term, but she never expects this to happen, and then her mother gives her a cigarette burn, or she leaves the house and locks Ella in the closet. So I have a suspicion that she's going to end up killing her mother, but I feel like that is the theory that the narrative is trying to pull you towards. So we'll see where we end up with that. Maybe she doesn't even kill anybody, but she has blood on her because she witnessed a crime or something like that. Who knows? My second theory, that hasn't even really been introduced in the plot, is that Casey, our other main character, I can't remember if she's in her late 20s or early 30s, but she talks about her dad a lot, how much she loved her dad and how much he taught her and cared for her. And then on the other side of the coin, Ella mentions that she has no idea who her father is, no idea what he looks like, nothing. Like, her mother will never speak of it. Sorry for the reflection of the book. Just put it down like that. No, it's still there. So I have a theory that possibly Casey and Ella are half sisters. Possibly they have the same father, and maybe, Casey's dad was able to be there for her, but then when he had Ella, he was not able to be there for her. That is kind of far-fetched, because that's not even like, I don't, like I said earlier, like the implied abuse. I don't think that plot line is even implied, but I'm just like, just the fact that they both keep talking about their fathers. One knows a lot about him, the other doesn't know a lot about hers. It just makes me wonder if, like, Casey is the older sister and Ella is the younger sister who never got to meet her dad. But also, if that were something that it gets introduced later on, that would be quite a coincidence to be on the run from whatever happened with Ella and then to end up in the garden shed of your long lost half sister. So I don't know if Frida McFadden is going to go down that route, but we'll see. I just passed page 100. This book has 270 pages. So I will update, I'll do a review more when I finish this book.